live right now and we're asking chat. We were asking chat. Chat. Hello. Hi, it's Friday. It's Peyton's like, quick question. Okay. Help. There was this video game. It was older and it was about worms. What was it called?
And
older, I legit can't remember it. Like late 90s, early 2000s?
Yeah. Like
was it actually worms?
I think. Well, and that's why I think I'm having a problem remembering the name of it, because I think it is just worms.
Is it legit just worms?
My new one says worms. Yep. Gerontha says worms. Yep. Everybody it's worms. That's why we couldn't think of it, because that's what it is. That's
We're
amazing.
so used to titles that are blah 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 colon
right? I'll give the incredibly quick reasoning why we're talking about this, and we'll do a proper introduction. I recently got for my birthday Wormspan, which is the dragon version of Wingspan, the tabletop game in where you build places for birds, except in this case, this place is for dragons. And V was like, worm? Like worms? Like the game? And then we both went, what was that game called?
What was that game
called?
So
we went live to ask chat.
So we didn't have to play Google game. Oh my god. What was the worms game called? We just Abbott and Costello'd ourselves.
Yeah. Third base, worms. Thank you, chat.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, chat. We appreciate you.
This is why I love chat, and I am literally crying from laughing so hard over that one. I can't believe, like, what's the worms game? What's it called?
I mean, first off, it's an old game.
It is.
Second off, it's a Friday, but it's time for Peyton Slay. This is kind of like the only difference between what we're about to do and what we have been doing for the last minute or two is there's going to be minis involved.
Right? They're on a roll.
Exactly.
Oh, God. So, yes, we're going to jump back into painting the lovely Miria skin that just came out, the Tiefling Glitch Miria skin. You want to make sure you check out that skin and peep pack in the in-game shop. But we're painting a Tiefling Warlock miniature from WizKids because it had a very similar line to the clothing design on this particular skin. Even though, if you got to watch that Idle Insights episode with Mark Hulmes, even though this particular Miria is tapping into the monk class, it's still the look of the two kind of were symbiotic, which is why we're going to be painting that particular mini today and hopefully finishing that up. But keep in mind, today is going to be a high detail miniature painting stream, because as you can see, there's like all this ornate gold stuff going on,
and we're at that point.
We're getting to that point. So just a heads up, people, there are going to be times where Laura and I are sitting there, like our eyes crossed, looking down at the mini and barely breathing and forgetting to speak because we're trying to make sure we get a gold filigree correct. But that doesn't mean that we're not open to questions and information and anything like that coming from the chat, because we always appreciate it, especially for our Friday afternoon painting fun. But before we get into the painting, we have a couple things going on with the game. So, Lauren, let's chat first about the weekend.
Yeah, so the Archmages weekend has literally just gone live. So if you don't see it in your game, you might need to give your game a restart. And that is the weekend buffs, so that all these champions can help you out with a whole bunch of the things that you're doing by getting buffs. Also, if you are signed up for the newsletter, which we highly recommend, sometime this afternoon, you will get a newsletter from us. That includes a free gold Archmage chest. If you're not signed up for the newsletter, because I know we've got a lot of new people here today.
We do, yes.
From the whole week. So the newsletter, if you're in the game, in the menu, there should be an option to just click on newsletter and to input an email. So here's the thing. We promise we're not going to send you 3 billion emails. When you sign up, you get one email saying, hey, thanks for signing up. Here's a code for a free champion. And so you get a code for Hitch, who's a pretty cool champion. So you get a champion right away. And then once a week on Fridays, we usually send out a weekend buff email, which tells you, here are the champions that are getting an extra buff for the weekend. And it will include a free gold chest. And then every once in a blue moon, we'll send out maybe one other newsletter that'll be like a big deal kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that will also include new things.
Yes.
So we promise, one, we're not going to send you 3 billion newsletters. And two, when we send you something, it will include free stuff. So I do highly recommend once a week unless something breaks. Well, Lexa, that is more. That is true for
Bells.
life. Also, thank you, Belsman, for the gift. Thank you, Belsman, for the gift sub.
I love it when you're talking. I just take a boom. I'm like, well, Bells did it again.
Yeah. If you got one of the gift subs from Belswin, make sure to tell them thank you and enjoy your emotes. So yes, I highly recommend signing up for the newsletter. We are not going to spam your inbox. We promise.
No.
It'll only be fun and good things on a occasional basis.
Yeah, and just keep in mind, if you see someone in the chat saying, "Oh, I got my newsletter," and you didn't get yours yet, give it a couple hours, because the way newsletters work, they don't get sent out all at once. It's not like you release a bunch of doves out of a cage. It's like a train station, I'll say. It's literally like it's one car containing a certain batch, and then the next car goes, and then the next car goes. So if you don't see that newsletter and you know you've signed up for it, obviously check your spam folder, but then you can also just submit a ticket saying like, hey, my newsletter didn't come through, and they will help you out on the other side with that one. So just keep that in mind. Yeah. Okay? Along with that, we also have our current champions for Green Grass.
Hey, Gail and Penelope. And by now, since the event has been going on, I'm sure a lot of people have unlocked all of the, or not all, but most of the flex slots. So you've probably got a whole host of champions that y'all are working on. I know I have Orkira, Ayla, and Spurt also going on at the moment. So there's all that. And our newest patron just dropped, Elminster. So there's a whole new patron that you can go forth and do all sorts of fun stuff for. And the reason that the new patron happened during this month is because Gail will always be able to do one of Elminster's patron things. Because story reasons, right?
Yes.
Luke and I actually finally got to that moment in our co-op playthrough.
Oh, nice.
Like, oh, here he is. Okay. So yeah, if you are having any difficulties with any of that, definitely feel free to put any questions in chat about Idle Champions, and we'll do our best to answer them. Gabe, our amazing moderator, will grab them and put them into our little backstage chat so we don't miss them when we're doing the gold filigree. Also, if you have any questions about painting or the weekend, or Wormspan, you can put those in there as well. I mean, you can ask me about worms or Wormspan, but I don't know how much I will know. I also highly recommend come to our Discord, discord.gg/idlechampions, because that is a community full of a lot of people who are more than happy to give advice on pretty much anything. And sometimes some of the questions that people ask, it's actually better to just get the answers in the Discord, because then images can be posted. But feel free to ask anything that you want. Someone is going to put there we go.
It's
Lexington
right
got the Discord in chat. So thank you
very much. And also there's a giveaway happening in the Discord right now, I believe. So just putting it out there. Incentive to check it out if you haven't yet. Just saying.
We've been doing those regular Discord giveaways, monthly, and those have been fun. Yeah,
it's awesome to see them happening.
Is that everything? I think
that's everything? Yes, that's the whole kit and caboodle. So we're gonna jump into sorry, my handle was holding tightly onto a metal surface. So we're going to be jumping back into continuing with this. Again, it's a Tiefling Warlock that we're painting in the image of the Tiefling Glitch Miria skin, which you can find as a skin and feet pack in the in-game shop. So we've done underlayer using the slap chop method. We've started up with some glaze paints over with the blacks and the reds, and we also worked on the skin tone a little bit. So now we're going to be going back in and fine-tuning and doing the high detailing work on this miniature today. So like I said, there are going to be times Laura and I are going to be like forgetting to talk.
We're doing our best to talk, but certainly there's going to be
I'm getting the eye, and your brain just goes like, this is what I am focusing on, this is all I am focusing on, that is all you get. So there'll definitely be talk amongst yourselves moments. But with that in mind, what I want to do is let's go grab a detail brush, and we're going to want to snag Bloody Red.
All right.
So we're going to do some little highlighting work on the underskirts and the surface here of the pauldron to just start enhancing these areas a little bit more.
All right.
Oh, yay! Idiot Control Someday. I'm seriously, that name I adore. I got the Jabberwock from the giveaway in the mail this week. Fantastic.
Hey.
Oh no! But it came on their son's. I'm saying her because I'm projecting. I have two kids, whose birthday was on Sunday. Was not happy that a package was delivered, not a birthday present for him. Oh, I have so been there, and he was especially unhappy that there were dice in the package. Oh no!
no.
Shoot!
That's
Oh,
funny.
that's adorable. Yeah, well,
That's
I'm glad that
funny.
got you. And then heads up, the other giveaway is going to be going out Monday morning. Okay, so for the other one who is waiting on the package, it is going out to you Monday morning. So that is still on its way to the other winner, the Hell Wasp paint kit.
Yeah.
Just in case you're lurking in the chat and I didn't see your screen name yet. But that is so fantastic. Now you got the Jabberwock. Can't wait to see how it looks all painted up.
Yeah, definitely post pictures of your progress. We would love to see that. The Jabberwock was a lot of fun.
It really was. And apologies to Kiddo for not knowing it was their birthday. Had I have known, I would have included more dice.
Aw.
I seriously would have. Okay.
Well, you know what? They can use some of their birthday money to go get their own mini, and then they can join you in painting.
There we go. That'll work. Okay, so
The bloody
I'm
red.
having that moment where I'm trying to find my detail brush set, and I have a very sinking feeling that one small kitten found it because she loves plastic bags and may have absconded with it one evening.
Well, while you go
So,
looking for that, I'm
I've
going to
got
answer
something
this
that'll work.
question that just came in
Sweet.
from chat. So Lexington wants to know, because it's for me, now that we have half-elf glitch Orkira, do these Orkiras have the same voice, or will it have another? For one side, I can imagine that a champion with a deep voice and a big body glitched to a small race can keep the same deep voice just to shock everyone. I feel like Glitch Orkira, despite the fact that she looks like me, which is still wonderful and disconcerting, I still think she's got the same voice because a lot of the glitches have like
Nexus
one or
feature.
two things. Yeah. And technically her Nexus feature is the book of the Phoenix.
Right.
But her voice, I think, sticks around. I think,
I love that.
and so I just sound like I'm a 50-year-old smoker. It's fine. But yes, I think she's got the same voice. I think that's also going to be different for everybody. So it'll be fun to know with other people and their glitch skins, do they sound different? Do they, what's different? And what are we doing also?
So what I did is I took the bloody red on top of where we have the scarlet red on that underskirt, and I didn't go to the extreme edge. What I did is I basically put a swath of this paint more in the center of these sections so that the color pops out a little bit more, but then it's going to create the shadowing effect along the edges where that red comes close to the black. So it's not a full fill in. Let me see if I can get the light a little
So
bit better.
more
scenes.
than a dry brushing, but
Yes.
less than a paint over. Okay.
Give me this. Once again,
Give me light.
my arm is pulling the handle because magnetic and metal are fun together. Yeah, I have a glitch.
Also, thank you
character.
to TTRP Gifts. I appreciate it.
Yes. I have a glitch character that I was playing for a Turn of Fortune's Wheel. And actually, some of y'all might remember Phoenix, my little owlin, who's allergic to her own feathers.
Which is amazing.
So the allergic to own feathers and the voice are her Nexus features that carry over.
That makes sense.
So I have fun with like her other glitch forms. They all have feathers for one reason or another.
Yeah. I think, to be honest, that was the most fun part of helping create the glitch versions for Orkira was, okay, what is the thing that is going to stick around?
Right.
Because like story-wise, especially that actual adventure, there's a lot that you can do.
There's
and
so much.
Yeah, and the versions of the champions, personality-wise, can be as different as you want them to be. There's a lot that you can do. So a lot of it was trying to decide what what do I want to be different?
Yeah.
What isn't going to be different just because I think it'll be fun, but what are the features that are going to stick around no matter what? And
Yeah.
what's the important thing for her? So,
Well, and that's true because like her voice is like this when she speaks, so it's very distinct, as very
mhm.
obviously Phoenix. The joke being people think I'm saying Phoenix with the stuffed up nose sound. No, her name is actually Phoenix, Theenix. Um, and she has a brother named Theater. But yeah, no, I was like, that's just, it's too much of a fun feature of that character that I didn't want to lose it.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, we're definitely, we're keeping the, I have allergies. I'm allergic to my own feathers. It was too much. It was too much fun.
Yeah. Well, and uh with Orkira keeping her voice, not only is
Yeah.
it same kind of thing, it's a distinctive thing, but the version that's the half elf version of her is a bard, but she's an oratory bard. She
Nice.
gives inspiring speeches or does argumentative kinds of things. Not a instrument playing bard, which is how I tied in the book again. But,
Right.
then the voice has to come in. All
Which is
right. So
great.
what
So you can see I've done it to the front of the skirt and also under the tail to the back of the skirt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and now I'm going to go to the pauldrons because there are those little red bits there. And I'm just going to add in a highlight with the detail brush onto here to enhance its color a little bit more. You're not completely covering up, you're just adding some level of interest.
Celerin
Uh,
says Orkira played by Rita Perlman. Listen, I would be so lucky.
right?
Uh yeah.
I would
All
watch that.
right. Oh, I've lost where I was. Okay. I got the back of the thing, and so now I gotta do pauldrons.
Yeah. And we're basically going to keep doing this around wherever there's red, just kind of going in and just enhancing with a little touch of red. This is also why I am so waiting on doing this weapon because I know it's going to get in the way of all the angles we need to get.
Yeah.
So it's better to paint that towards the end. And this helps
Yeah,
give it a little more depth and texture by doing this.
it's that forever question of, okay, what do we do in what order? What's going to be
Mm-hmm.
the hardest thing to paint around, but is not going to be too much of a pain to paint after we've painted everything else.
Right. You got it.
And yeah, the weapon, it's 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 far enough away from the body that I think
Oh, yeah.
that makes a ton of sense.
Yeah. Like it'll work out. It's just one of those things where it helps to kind of have that wiggle room freedom. So you can see the comparison here, how the one gauntlet is popping out a little bit more compared to the other one.
Yeah.
And the thing I find when I'm doing detail brush work is I rinse my brush more often because you have
So
such a
that you
little bit
can
of
keep a really
yeah, keep a
fine
finer
point.
point, and also the paint can like dry out faster because it's a lot less loaded onto the brush.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
McTribble, an owlin that is allergic to feathers sounds like a real hoot.
Oh, I'm hysterical. Thank you.
Ugh. Yeah, I would like to one of these days, uh, for funsies, get a bunch of us together who have glitch champions and
That
do an
would be
adventure
fun.
as the glitch champions. Something
I
that's
will
like
happily
close
pull that
enough.
together if we get the go ahead.
Yeah, and maybe it's the kind of thing in where Idle Champions gets to do it. Maybe it's the kind of thing in where just a bunch of us, because I'm friends with a lot of people who've got
Yeah, yeah,
stuff in here. So maybe it's the kind of thing and we're just like, even off stream, even just
yeah.
a private game of like, hey,
That could be cute.
oh, you've got hey, so Hope, you've got Penelope here as an Azamar. Let's see what that is. Let's see what that's like.
Well, the fact that Freely and Penelope are both Azamars is just amazing in my book.
Yeah. No, it
Like, the
totally makes
cutest
sense.
couple ever still stays the cutest couple ever.
I mean, that's one of their Nexus features, right?
Right? Seriously.
And even if it wasn't one of their Nexus features, I do
Mm.
feel uh like yeah, you can go the adventure talks about how you can go as far as the glitches can be absolutely completely different
Yeah.
in every shape and form, and it's just, whatever one Nexus feature that you've got going on. But I feel like it's kind of fun to have that moment of, well, this is still essentially the same person.
Mm-hmm.
They grew up with different life experience, or they grew up as an Azamar instead of a halfling, or whatever.
Yes.
So being able to bring in, like, okay, Orkira would still be out trying to help people and do what she's doing, but
Mm-hmm.
if she's a bard now, she's doing that in a completely different way. And so yeah, it'd be fun to see Penelope and Freely cavorting around as Azamar, helping people out.
I'm here for it.
I mean, the TTRP gift says, so B Dave would just play himself.
Yep. Yep.
I mean, Freely glitched.
Freely is Freely.
Yeah.
That's just it.
Well, so Azamar Penelope does look quite a lot like Hope.
Well, yeah.
I don't know if it's intentional or not.
Oh,
I
it
have
is.
to assume
Yeah,
it is.
it
Okay.
was. Yeah, it was intentional to have that for both of
Okay, good.
their champions. It was, we basically had their headshots as part of the art directive.
See, I knew that was B Dave with Freely because the group of us at the beginning uh that was part of the, oh, we're gonna do this, and if all of you are okay with it kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I didn't know if Hope had intentionally done that with
Oh,
the
it was. Yeah.
Azamar, or
Yeah.
yeah, but it totally makes sense. Um so yeah, just yeah, if he was to play Glitch Freely, then yeah, it's gonna look like him at the very least.
Mm-hmm. So I went and I also did some additional additions of Bloody Red into the tabard.
Okay, yeah, I see that.
Yeah, I'm trying to get it.
There's a lot of cool detail in that tabard.
There is, and this is just going to enhance the texture even more because we are going to go back in and start doing like gold detailing soon.
Yay, gold.
Solarian, who did the in-game art for Averin? I'm assuming you mean the oh god, it wasn't the gnome glitch one, it was the,
I mean, which one? He's got a lot.
he's got a couple. Was it the gnome glitch Averin?
The most recent was
Or
Gnome
just
Glitch.
Averin in general?
That's
Base
an
skin. Okay,
excellent
there's
base skin.
that's what we need. Base skin. I have no idea who did the base skin. That was before my time.
I can ask. I can
Yeah,
definitely ask.
Get that found out for you.
I do know a lot of a significant portion of Averin's skins were done by the fabulous Cat, partially
Yeah.
because Cat's just awesome, but also Cat is very much into the creepy and the weird.
Oh, Kat and Todd,
so
they very much run on a similar wavelength with these concepts for Averin. So yeah.
yep, whenever Todd comes back with a skin, it's just like, Cat, are you busy?
Yeah.
We've got something that's going to make you happy. But as far
Yep.
as the base skin, let me go find out.
Sure.
I don't know if I'll find out before the end of the stream, but I'll ask.
Yeah. And then I'm finally digging down to the boots and doing a similar treatment here. Just the light keeps changing outside, which is making this lots of fun today. You can see how I did that onto the back of the boot area.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Also, I've passed along the compliment as well, so thank you.
There
I
you
know our artists are fantastic, but they don't always get a chance to hear those kind of compliments, so we try our best to pass them along. Especially when it comes to stuff like base skins that, people probably haven't thought of in a while.
Right.
Okay, let's see if I can get this last little bit. I mean, it helps with Averin also that base Averin which is a weird thing I have to say now because of this
Mm-hmm.
game, um, already kind of looks like Todd.
Yeah.
There are similarities, intentional or not. So that helped a lot. Then again, Avrin is a much more humanoid type creature
Mm-hmm.
who had a lot of the same features. I didn't have to worry about Orkira looking like me until recently.
Yep. Well, and the funny thing is, Voronika, I truly did not know that Voronika was going to be like Dead Ringer for me in the
Until that
official art
art.
until that art came.
It's
Like when I
gorgeous,
was
that
giving
art.
pictures for the artist, it was more so they could see the cosplay outfit. I didn't realize it was going to be so true to who I was because I gave like a physical description of what she looks like in my
Yeah.
head. So that was pretty funny. I'm also going to go in and red dot the eyes.
Oh, okay.
I'm doing this now because we're also going to go back in and do some highlighting work on the face. So if anything happens, we can then take the highlights to help sort of narrow the eyes down and fix any oopsie-doos.
Okay. I think I'm going to have to use a paintbrush for this because I think even the toothpick method is going to be.
It's going to be too tricky.
Yeah, let's see. What's the smallest brush I have?
Okay, there's one eye.
All right. Hang tight, chat. It's eye dotting time.
And I totally missed. This is the problem with
Oh.
these. I thought I was in the right spot, but I am very much not.
Okay.
That's why we're going to do this now. And I'll show you the fun back and forth I'll have to do.
Okay. I got the eye, but then I got a
it.
little bit of the cheek.
I'm not going to be able to do this under camera. There's too much happening angle-wise.
Oh yeah, yeah. Be comfortable.
Sorry, folks. This is, I need to get right under a light and not have a camera arm right under my eye line sight.
We are both trying our best to be conscientious of not getting into like a weird hunched position.
Yeah.
But also V is doing a lot of extra work trying to show off the mini on her camera. But every once in a while, it's just easier to be patient because
Needs no work.
yeah, something like this. Yeah. Oh, snap dead. I dot in time. Wait.
Yep.
Let me try again. Repeat. Lol. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm finding that with this particular mini, because the angles, we're definitely want to go back. We're definitely going to want to go back in, and we're going to kind of give reverse eyeliner. So it's okay if these eyes get a little bit exaggerated because this section, the cheekbone area, that's going to be a heck of a lot easier to cover up than trying to keep that paint underneath the brow bone and the ridge of the horns that's going on.
Okay.
So this is where we're definitely going to be doing a layer over. And you,
Okay.
hi. Jesus Christ. Sorry, Rory just scared me. She's like,
Hi,
"Dee,
cat
dee, dee."
kitty.
So yeah, we're going to want those to dry for sure before we start doing any of that. So in this case, I think we're done with Bloody Red, and we'll move over to using the, what's this one again? The blood pudding. Black pudding.
Black pudding.
Black pudding.
Yay. One of my favorite.
Ooh.
One of my favorites.
Baby girl. I don't know if y'all heard that thunk. That was Rory hitting her head under the desk.
Oh.
Honey. Honey. Are you
She's like, I don't
okay?
care. I got where I needed to go.
She's like, I'm on mom's lap. I'm good.
Well, while you comfort Cat, Star Chaser 43 has a compliment. V wanted to thank you for working with High Rollers for the C&E sponsorship last Saturday. It was a joy listening to Mark and the cast raving about Idle Champions,
God, yeah.
working with C&E, and his compliment to you by name. Thank you.
Yeah, it was very sweet. It was I loved their enthusiasm. It really was just so great. What? And just the fact you saw Trot and Tom, like, I'm gonna log in now, and Mark's like, no, tomorrow.
No. Don't be playing another game while we're playing a game. I know this is exciting, but yeah, if for those of you who did not see, this 6 days ago, for High Rollers, they had a very lovely ad for Idle Champions that has a code that I believe is still good. So
Yeah,
if you go and watch their VOD, you can go get some cool stuff. And also, they
yeah,
just made a very cute video. It was very
they
nice.
did. Yeah, check out High Rollers D&D on YouTube, and you can catch the latest episode. It's episode 18, and it's right at the
Yep.
beginning.
All right.
So kind of the same thing. I'm going in with black pudding, and I'm just adding this into the higher sections
Of any of the places that
of the
are
black. Yeah.
the black.
Yep.
That makes sense. All right, where do I want to start? Yeah, I guess I'll start with the skirt. Skirt? Oh, bottom of armor?
Overskirt, something. The fabric.
Yeah. I love this black.
Me too. And again, this is just going to give things a little bit more visual interest and pop out the fabric a little bit more by doing this. And play up
Also,
the
it's
fact that
helping
the
me.
fabric has shadows. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
you're going to say?
No, I was okay. I was just saying it's also going to help the fact that I just found a spot that I'd missed when we were
That
painting
too, yep.
originally, and I'm like, well, guess what? You're now covered in black pudding. Yay.
Mm-hmm.
This is definitely going to be one of those in where it's going to be a little harder to see
Mm-hmm.
what did I do and what's just shining back
Yeah.
at me.
It almost sounds poetic. What did I do and what is shining back at me?
Mm-hmm. There's a song in there somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Are
I
we
just saw.
doing
Hmm?
uh so on the one side of the body is the dagger, and on the other side of the body
Right.
it looks like two
The
pouches?
pouches. Yeah, we're gonna get to those later.
Okay. But this isn't dealing with either of those things.
No, 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 no. We are leaving those alone until we get these little back and forth details taken care of because, again, these are little bits that are kind of in the way. Like if we slip and what have you, it's just gonna be easy to paint over that and
Okay.
finalize that.
I was pretty sure with the sword, but I thought I'd double check when it came to those bags.
Yeah,
Also,
totally fair.
hi Cypher Tier, thank you for the sub. Enjoy your emotes.
Hello. I also like public voids respond or jumping into the chat with yo, sup.
Listen, just come on over and say hi. If
I like
anybody does have any questions, since we probably got some new people coming over from
Yeah.
from the game, we are in the middle of doing lots of detail work on Tiefling Miria. And if you do have any questions for us about painting, about idle champions, about tieflings, go ahead and put those in chat and put question in big capital letters before your question so it's easy to see. And then be a little patient as we're doing a lot of detail work, and so it's going to be a lot of
Mm-hmm.
oh, it's going to be a lot of me doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. A lot of the back and forth and what?
Hmm. I am not getting black pudding on the tail.
Right?
I'm going to say that out loud.
Well, there is some. I mean, we are going to go back in with some additional flesh work. Sounds so wrong. Additional work on the flesh tone. So if anything does go a little oopsie daisy on you, it's going to be okay.
Okay.
Not
also, yes, Lurking Rider mentions while the Twitch VODs for high rollers require a subscription, the YouTube does not. So if you and they're pretty good about getting the YouTube videos.
Oh, it's already up. Yeah, it's up and
is
it's
it
up and
okay?
Ready. Yeah, up and ready.
And they have a podcast version as well.
They do. They do. Have
which
that.
I appreciate. Let's see. Slack Station says, "Love how much community engagement this game has. It's actually really fun. To so much of D&D culture for an idle game." Well, thank you.
Yeah.
The nice thing about our game, I mean, there's a bunch of nice things about our game, but specifically to your point, because it's a single player game, everybody kind of has fun helping each other out.
Mm-hmm.
So our our Discord and our chat are usually pretty good about helping answer questions and pointing people in the right direction. And especially with a lot of the game, there's no right answer. There's just what's the right answer for you.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of different ways to play. Oh, boots. Oh, boots.
These boots were
Boots,
made
boots,
for
boots.
attacking.
Cypher says, this is reminding me I need a Mirian Gale in my game.
Ah.
Out of curiosity, how many playthroughs of Baldur's Gate 3 have you done? Because I know you've done a
Me?
bunch of well, I
Oh,
was gonna say
Tanya.
I was asking
Cypher.
Tanya,
Yeah.
but you as well. Like I know a lot of us have done multiple playthroughs. I'm just curious.
I I have multiple characters, and each of them have only gotten so far as the druid part at the very beginning because um, I have been doing so much work with Larian for our champions getting launched for their characters that to go and sit down and play Baldur's Gate is not breaking for myself. It's not a getaway play game for me. It's my
Yeah.
brain automatically starts going to, I need to keep this detail in mind. Oh, I got to remember this detail. And I was just like, you know what? I can't. I want to play for the enjoyment. So honestly, my plan is to play it hopefully this summer. Because then it's like, okay, we've done all the things, da 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 da. I can play this summer, and I won't be sitting there thinking I got to make sure to take notes on this, that, and the other thing.
That makes sense.
So I haven't even played it through the whole way yet.
I definitely feel the same way, and that's one of the reasons I waited on a more thorough playthrough until it came out on Xbox and I could do it co-op because now I get to watch Luke have as much fun and watching him like first off, it's not like I know everything that's going to happen. There's so much.
Right.
Uh
Right.
but like it's all been new to him and so it's been fun it's been fun going through and oh, what do we want to do here? How do we want to do this over here? That kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
We just last night finished out a bunch of stuff at the inn in the middle of the Shadowlands that you get to that I'm going to try to not say any spoilers about. We just did a whole bunch of stuff there and are about
Oh,
to
fun.
head out to Moonrise Towers. So
Very nice.
we're rocking and rolling. Let's see. Cypher says complete 4 or 5. Just
That's
finished
awesome.
Ascendant Astarian Origin run this morning. Oh, nice.
Nice. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Nothing.
No, 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 no. Young lady.
For those of you who are new to our streams, because there are quite a few of you from all the promos we've been doing, V has several cats. V's cats are adorable. V's cats are ridiculously fluffy and lovely. And V's cats have learned that Fridays about this time, V is on stream,
Mm-hmm.
and they have become very good at getting attention because they know that V can't ignore them for so long because she's on stream.
Yep. Yep. Yes, our little Prim is getting into trouble. Absolutely, Cypher. You know her all too well.
Yeah. So do not be surprised if there are cat cameos every once in a while.
Okay, so I went through and I did the black pudding. Again, to further enhance things out.
And I'm just doing a last look to see if I missed any spots.
Yeah, totally fair. Well, that's just it. She was trying to grab a paint. I think she did run off with my other paintbrush set. Remember, I was saying I think someone took my paintbrushes because she was just
Oh.
like mouthing where I had other paintbrush packets stashed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, "What are you doing?" She pulls away and like these big in his eyes, like, "I'm not doing anything." Like, yeah, you
I'm
aren't.
not doing anything. Chase me.
Mm-hmm. Not doing anything. Pay attention to me. So now what we're gonna do is with this same black pudding is
Yeah.
go into where the horns are on this tiefling and give those a layer of paint. Now I'm trying to. Did I throw away the back? I think I did throw away the backing on this. This to me is looking like one of those tieflings where the horns actually start more out of the brow bone and then less in the hair.
Same for me. Like
Okay.
they're like it's almost a headband and then
Yeah.
swoop back. I'm seeing a similar thing. Oh, okay, this is going to be a challenge.
Yeah, it's
This,
gonna be fun.
this spell effect is like right there.
Yes, it is. That and the horns are kind of also disappearing into the texture of the hair. So
Hmm.
we're gonna carefully go through here and get the horns sort of accentuated with the black pudding to pop out a little bit more. Come on.
Okay, I got a bit in the hair, but I did not cover up the eye, which was actually kind of the goal.
And then you're good.
I feel like I can fix the hair part much easier than
Yeah, we can.
the eye.
Well, we are gonna go back in and do some detail work on the hair anyways.
Perfect. Then I will only feel a little bad.
No, you're good. Really. He's alright.
All right, horns. Okay, all right. Yeah, I got the sides pretty well, but definitely the band across the top got into the hair a little bit, so that's
That's
gonna need to
okay.
get fixed.
That's okay. Ooh, where there's a will, there's a way. I had
I
to.
will
I
I will
had
try to
to.
show off mine a little bit, but I don't have as nice of a close-up camera as V does.
Alright, I need to go back from out under camera. This spell effect is not making the angle easy at all.
Yeah.
I need to see what I'm painting.
A way to have will to paint. I mean, I certainly do not have the knowledge of minis the same way that V does. But I
There
think you
are a
could,
couple. There are a couple of cool looking minis, humanoid form wise from WizKids that could be Will esque in
yeah.
interpretation.
Also, I
I'd have
wonder
to
if
go
there's
digging.
some tieflings in where you could do a surgical removal of the tail,
Oh,
I
probably,
guess.
yeah. I mean, honestly, you could take the tail from this one if you got this mini and you wanted to, because this is a nice, long, sturdy. This is gonna sound so wrong. Thick tail that you could actually get away with using a pin attachment.
Yeah.
So, oh wait, hold on. What is the other? There's another one to this set.
Yeah, there's the other one. I've got mine right here, although you've got the better camera, so. Uh,
Talking
yeah,
about
actually,
Will-esque. This one might actually work.
I mean, Will is kind of classically using a rapier,
But you
but
could fiddle with this.
yeah, mine's not going to show up on camera too much. There we go.
This one might do the trick. You'd have to do a little bit of kit bashing with like I'd see if I could God, this is very Baldur's Gate. I would see if you could sever the arm here, and then attach a new arm from a different mini, and then you could just cut away the staff here, and the other arm has a sword in it. You could also get another sword put into this hand. So that might be some kit bashing fun with this particular one. So this is part of the same
Yeah.
WizKids mini set, which here I was like, did I lose the backing? I didn't lose the backing. I had just stuck it over this side. So 90670 is the SKU you'd want to find.
Yeah. Although I'd probably want to continue to look at a bunch of the tieflings, if only to try to
Yeah.
get ones with bigger horns,
Yeah.
because Will's are impressive. So
What? You haven't distracted me. I'm always flitting up and grabbing things on this show anymore.
yeah, I mean that's one of the reasons this is a 2-hour stream, because tangents and distractions.
Yep.
And hey, it also gives us time to let some of the paint dry so that we don't
It
accidentally,
does.
and by we I mean I, don't accidentally paint over everything.
Okay, so I did the 2 horns separately, and now I've just done like that attaching brow bone, that's the word,
Yeah.
point for a better connection. Sometimes it's easier to break things into thirds. So one horn, and then do the sweep point as opposed to trying to do around the head when you have a bunch of different angles to play around with.
Although if you can then that's a lot of fun.
Okay, so we got those horns taken care of now. And we're going to go back and do some things with the horns too. Let us go into the flesh tone again. So what we're going to do is we're going to take pale flesh and mix it with some bone white because we're basically lightening up pale flesh even more so.
Oh my.
And we're going to start doing some highlight work around the fleshy areas. So it's like 2 drops of flesh, pale flesh to 1 of bone white.
Ah, thank you.
Type of approach.
It just took me an extra second to find the white.
Oh, yeah.
The bone white.
Totally makes sense. I got it. When your 1 drop was really more bubble than drop.
Did I mix that up enough? Oh, okay. All right. I'm good. Yeah. There was a moment in where the bone white, it almost looked like it had a little bit of green. It had a little bit too much of the green coming out. And I'm like, did I just make this look disgusting? But no.
Yeah, so it's kind of going to end up like that.
Okay.
TTRPG gifts. I love how I'm focused on work while I'm listening. I hear then I hear things like sever his arm and go to like, what did I miss? Fair.
Yep.
This show out of context. Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Flipping hysterical.
Like any good D&D game, there's going to be at some point we're going to say something and everyone's going to go, wait, what?
What now? Okay, so what I'm going to do, let's see if I can get this caught on camera. This is going to be fun. So what I'm going to do is basically direct some of this paint to cover up where the eyes went a little bit over.
Okay.
And draw it across the cheekbone.
And of course I just immediately get it on a pauldron. That is not where I wanted to put that.
See if you can quickly do the water treatment on it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's fine. It was definitely one of those where my eyes were just not quite focused in the right spot. And the next thing I know, it's like, nope, I just got all over the pauldron.
And you can see by doing that, it pulls that eyeball back into where we actually want it to be, a red eye, as opposed to a, red makeup running look on the face.
Yeah.
I'm going to do the same to the other side, which is going to be trickier because this spell effect is in my way. So yeah, that's a little cheat you can do with eyeballs. Is get the eyeballs done and then do the cheekbone highlighting.
There we go.
Take care of that spillover. And then once you do the cheekbones, you do the bridge of the nose.
Oof. Okay, I think that worked pretty well. It's a lot of me just gently pulling the spell effect a bit back just so that I can reach
doing the same.
The right spot.
Focus.
I mean, there's only going to be so much we can do with that spell effect in the way, and it's not like people are going to pick up this mini and pull the spell effect away and then be like, you missed a spot on the cheek.
You didn't get that spot there. What are you doing?
How dare.
Yeah.
Okay, and then is this the same color we're doing, like the
Mm-hmm.
knees and the tail and the hands?
Exactly. Yeah. So we're kind
Awesome.
of like what we've been doing already. Not taking it to the very edge per se, but sort of just highlighting the higher features of the flesh areas.
Okay.
What happened?
I am both amused and scared by the fact that it sounds like the lurking writer has been keeping a document filled with sentences from C&E streams that have no context that are funny.
Oh God, I'm scared. Hi, I'm scared.
I'm I'm mostly amused. I've played enough I've done enough streams and especially D&D streams that I've just gotten used to the fact that there are times I'm just gonna
Mm-hmm.
say something and it's gonna end up on the internet. And as long as it's very clear that I was playing a D&D game or I was talking about something else, I'm fine. I'm
Mm-hmm.
fine with it.
There you go. I'm also gonna try and like highlight these fingers around the sword.
Yeah,
Just
that's
get a little bit more of
just what I
a
started working
demarcation.
on.
Add, I'm scared. Oh God.
I mean, yeah,
I
that
will
would
laugh
that
if like young lady has been added to that list because of when I lecture Rory. Young lady,
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me.
right?
All right, Tail, I need you to just be that way for just a second.
You know, it sounds like a very tail like issue.
Mm,
Just stop. Just
Just
tail,
just
no.
just there, just
Tail, no.
right there.
Tail, no.
There we go.
Okay, I'm gonna get the hand on this side. Yeah, my
I
hand with the
appreciate that.
spell
Lurking
effect got a
Rider
little
says
wonky.
they've been curated to avoid being too risque, which
Oh, good.
I appreciate because out of context, that's usually when it's like, wait, what did you say?
Mm-hmm. There's also the fact I'm very good at saying things, and it's like my mouth and my brain decide not to have that conversation. The mouth will say something first, and the brain's like, "Why did you just say that?"
Mm-hmm.
The wait, that's not what I meant.
Mm-hmm.
Moments,
Happens to us all.
right? Oh, I know it does.
Let's see if I can get this leg without getting all over this knee
Mm-hmm.
piece that I just did all kinds of fun things with.
Hold on, let's see a little bit where I got
There's the
some.
other half of the leg.
Yep.
That is the one awkward thing about this piecemeal armor is trying to find
Yeah.
the connection points so that I can make sure that I'm getting the right color. It's like, no, this is flesh and this is
Mm-hmm.
armor.
Like McDribble. There's nothing wrong with bring that paintbrush back, young lady. I need it for the spider.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. I mean, anyone who reads that, as long as they know it's a code name stream, they're gonna know where
Mm-hmm.
that comes from. They're
I
gonna
mean,
know.
yeah. There have been times I've had to say to my cats, "Will you stop it? I'm not petting the mini, I am painting it." Especially with Hemingway. Like he gets jealous sometimes. He thinks I'm like petting these creatures
Mm,
creatures instead of petting him. And he's like, "Mama,
how dare.
Mama, please, me. Pay attention to me." It's like I'm not petting them, I'm painting. There's a
It doesn't
big old
matter. You're giving them
difference.
attention when you should be giving me
Right?
attention.
Don't do it. You're not innocent. Don't give me that face. Oh, now she's yelling at me. I don't know if the mic's gating this one. I said,
That one,
don't do
no.
it.
I did.
She walked away going,
Don't talk back, young lady. How dare you, sass?
Sassafras.
Mm-hmm. All right.
We were joking around, watching one of those reels where like someone speaks in like what was it, Italian, American, and German or something like that. It was three different languages, and like how each word sounds in that particular language, and they got to butterfly. So it was like, butterfly, farfalle, Schmetterling.
German is
I love it.
it's so amazing.
But to me, Schmetterling very much embodies Rory because very cute and delicate looking, but a very forceful name.
Mm-hmm.
She's Schmetterling. Right.
My favorite thing about German is every once in a while just going to Luke and being like, I need you to help me create a word, because German, you just take words and you smush them together and you make a new word. Just how you end up with words that mean all sorts of things. So every once in a while, it's like, I need a word that describes this.
Mm-hmm.
And there isn't a word like that in the English language. So let's use German and just put it all together. Because he knows most of those rules, because I guess there are rules. You don't actually just smush them together. There's like rules for how to make it work.
Krankenwagen. Yeah, exactly. Krankenwagen for ambulance.
That's a fun one too. Oh, I'm gonna take a second stretch. Loopy79. Chances are German already has a word for whatever it is you meant to say. This is true. The few times that Luke and I have worked on words have been such specific kinds of circumstances. I'm trying to remember. I think the last one was definitely something about TTRPGs and going to conventions, but it wasn't FOMO. It was another specific. I don't remember exactly what it was, but yeah. German has a lot of those words already.
Yeah. All right, I'm just getting to taking care of the tail, and then I'll get to the back.
No, that's okay. Oh yeah, because I painted the back because it looks like armor, and you've got the open back. Yeah,
I do have the open back. It's tapping into the the whole Miria-esque essence of the vibe.
Yeah. And honestly, if it wasn't for the fact that just how my sculpt came out, it just...
And that happens, yeah.
It looks so much like a back plate of armor, especially with the texture. I bet if I painted it the same color as the rest of the flesh, it would look like a back piece, but now she looks even more armored, and that's kind of
there you go,
badass. So I'm here for it.
There you go.
Well, we are at the top of the hour, so while I stretch and take a second, this is a good time to remind everybody, hi from Idle Champions. Welcome to Paint and Slay, where we're painting creatures that you probably are slaying in the game. Although in this case, it's the skin for Miria, Tiefling Miria, which is a lot of fun. The glitch skin. If you do have any questions, go ahead and put those in chat with question in big capital letters right before it, because we've got Gabe in chat grabbing them for us, because every once in a while we're working on eyes and can't look at the chat. And we are happy to answer questions about painting, questions about Idle Champions, questions about armor pieces. I don't claim to know a lot about armor pieces, but we'll do our best.
Hemi, no. What did you think? I'm not going to be outdone. I shall make an appearance too. Is that what happened here? Is that what we're doing?
You're just going to get the whole family before the end of the stream.
The whole furry bunch.
First time.
The fuzzy bunch.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Come here.
Oh. Here we go. Everybody say hi to the kitty. Say hi to Fluffy Kitty. Fluffy Kitty number 1.
Yes, this is Hemi. This is the smaller of the Maine Coons.
I love how it was very clear when you were picking them up. They're just like, all right, let me just get to
Yep.
my spot
Yep.
on
Let
your
me get to where I
shoulder.
want to be. I want to be the parrot cat. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
squeeze him. Give him a good squeeze. There we go. He just wanted a hug.
Yeah.
I just want a hug.
Just needed to be acknowledged.
Yeah. Just give me the hug, Ma. Okay, so we're making some progress here with Miria.
Yeah. All right.
So now what we'll do is we're going to go to, well, my brain just said, no, you're not. We're going to go to the Banshee White, I think is the one we're going for now.
Okay.
Wait, let me double check. It's not Banshee White. I think it's just Dead White. Dead White.
Okay.
Yes, we're going to Dead White now, and we're
This
going
way.
to do a similar thing with a hair. So we'll go and like run the brush along this really cool higher colors and enhance it that much further.
Excellent.
Because Miria does have white hair. That's one of the Nexus features that carried through. Except it's long.
Long and flowing and epic.
Yeah.
This will be an
As opposed to,
opportunity
like,
for
the
me to fix
coiffed
that problem.
pin-up-esque hairstyle that Miria has on her original form. Okay.
There we go.
Not Dead White. That would be funny. Dead WH White.
White.
What? I'm like, how do I make this sound like I needed to? It's like it's white instead of white.
Well, it's like known oil.
Gnome.
It's
Yeah.
known. You just gotta over exaggerate it.
Exactly. So the trick with this is sort of use the side of your brush, the point of your brush,
Okay.
to really hit those higher points in the hair texture.
Once again, kind of more than
Not quite a dry brushing, yeah.
there we go. Thank you. Those words were there somewhere.
Oh yeah. Trying to get it so you can see without it flashing back because white. There we go.
Yeah. We're definitely getting to that point where it's hard for me at least to show on camera because of the
Yeah.
flashback. Yep. Have a good one, Cypher. Have a happy Friday. Or at least a calm one.
What is calm?
It's an ideal.
It's calm. I want calm.
It's something we all strive for. Doesn't always happen. Okay.
This mini and its various angles today.
Yeah. Also, this is where I'm discovering all of the loose hairs on my tiny, tiny brushes.
Oh
Or if not loose, the rogue stray hairs that are just not cooperating.
Gotcha. Yeah, I follow what you mean. The eager bristles that want to do their own thing and follow the beat of their own drummer.
Yeah. It's just like, hey, listen, I appreciate your artistic endeavors, but please go in at least the direction I want you to.
Right?
Okay. Think that does it. Okay.
Oh, I'm still going.
Nope, that's all right. In the meanwhile, I just saw a spot that I got I got flesh on my armor.
Oh. I mean, in the middle of battle, that's not unheard of.
Yeah, you know what? It's been that kind of fight, but I can fix that pretty easily. I just happened to be looking, I was trying to look, the hair swoops and it's got that fold over on the one side, so I'm trying to look up that side just to get in there, and I noticed under the armpit, I'm like, oh wait, that's That's not supposed to be there.
He's okay.
Okay. Yeah, Lurking Rider says, I've had to cull a few brushes from my collection due to far more stray bristles than ordered ones. Yeah, it happens.
It does, absolutely.
I've been very impressed in general with how long most of these brushes last, considering we do a fair amount of painting with it
We
being
do. Yeah.
every single week. That was actually one of the other little birthday presents that I got was a whole new set of brushes. So that's part
Nice.
of what I'm starting to use today. Yeah, I was having the same thing with a couple of my really, really, really tiny ones and with my dry brushes. They were all starting to be like
Whee! Okay.
wrong directions.
So that takes care of the hair now.
All right.
Now, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? Let's do some gold work.
All right.
Or wait, hold on. Let us take it back. Take it back. Take it back. Because now we have. Because I think we're in a good spot for the belt. So let's get to see. Doop-a-doo. The belt taken care of. So for that, we're gonna want. We're gonna take dark flesh.
All right.
And we're gonna paint that onto the belt and the pouches. But we are gonna thin this out a little bit so that those shadows and the highlights sort of play out underneath the paint color.
Oof,
so we're not going on full amount of opaque paint.
Now I gotta clean the top of this off. Ew.
That's fair.
Ew.
Ew, like gross. Oh my God.
It was gross enough that I only wanted a very little bit to come out onto the plate because I'm like, oh, the belt, the pouches, that's not going to be very much. And then there was so much that it just coagulated in the cap that it just all over.
Oh,
like,
shoot, yeah.
It's on the paper plate. It's
well,
not a big deal, but oof.
This wasn't quite what I had envisioned.
Nope, time to. I had to take a second and clean that cap. Okay, so belt
Totally
and
fair.
pouches.
Yep.
There's the pouches. There's the belt. Okay.
Loop.
Yeah, I mean, you weren't kidding when you said today's going to be a lot of fine.
It really, and that happens with these humanoid style minis. There's just, you get some of the broader strokes taken care of ahead of time, but then you get into the, oh no, this is like the ittle bitty details.
Yeah.
And then after we do the belt and the pouches, we'll go to the dagger sheath.
Okay. Oh, oh, snap, Dad. We'll see if we get to some more of the dead white.
Dead white.
Dead white.
There we go. That's a character. The dead white.
Thanks to the interview that Justice Armand had yesterday with Trevor on Idle Insights, I definitely am adding a tavern to my games called the Happy Modron.
I love it.
That came up
I'm here for it.
They were talking about it. I'm like, I'm just gonna write this down because that's especially since my my podcast game, they're centered on the Radiant Citadel. So I can kind of add things in there from all over the place because why not? So that's been a lot of fun.
Oh, very cool. I like it.
I love that book. I love that setting. Is there anywhere else that we're doing, or is this color just the belt and the pouches?
The belt, and then also on the sheath of the dagger.
Oh, okay. Lurking Rider says, I think this stream lends itself well to the hashtag no context sentences because of the wonderful paint and mini names and the terminology you have to use to describe said minis. For example, tentacle pits.
We have used it in the past. Not wrong.
It is 100% descriptive of what we needed to talk about. Mm-hmm.
Yep, that is a thing. That is absolutely a thing. Okay, so then let me see here. Stop whining at me, young lady. No, it's not food time.
I am starving, Mother. Mother, feed me or I will die. I haven't eaten in over an hour. Hi, other kitty.
She's like, why are you doing this to me? Okay, so yeah, we're gonna go over to what did I do for that? Okay. Oh, we're also going to take the flesh tone onto the bottom portion here of the sword.
Or the dark flesh tone?
Yes, yes. Whatever this particular weapon is called. I'm not quite sure, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's
stylized daily, so I'm not entirely 100% sure.
Yeah, the two-pronged part at the top and the backhanded way it's being held. I mean, it's definitely got style. But
oh, chat. What is this called? Outside of a tuning fork?
See, now I want to make a College of Sword Bards whose sword is a tuning fork. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And does bludgeoning damage.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, so we're going to grab ourselves some glorious gold now.
Oh, it's that time.
Mm-hmm. We're going to paint the sword. The tuning fork. I'm just going to call it the tuning fork. We're going to paint the tuning fork and the pommel. Or the hilt. And then we'll also do the same thing on the dagger. And then we'll start doing some fun gold edging with this. We've hit the glorious gold point.
Yay.
All right. Prongs or tines? Yeah, it looks like... But what is it called? What would you call this weapon?
I have no clue.
When in doubt, just give a name.
Yeah. It's definitely unique, and it's definitely a statement piece.
It is. And definitely make sure you're going in with a light layer, because we want the shadows from the slap chop to show through.
Okay.
We don't want a heavy coverage.
Glorious Gold is already a bit on the light side.
Yeah, these tend to be a little bit paler in pigmentation as it is. So that helps with these metallics.
Which is one of the reasons they are cool.
Mm-hmm.
And chat's gotten quiet as everybody's off to go figure out, which we appreciate.
What is this weapon called?
And it's very possible it doesn't have an official name, that it is simply...
Just be it could just be a really neat stylized bit that was created for this.
I mean, the detailed etchings on the underside are skulls.
Yeah.
So...
Which, again, is so Miria appropriate.
Oh, for sure. But yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if this is just... You know, or if it's like half based on one thing, and yeah.
I'm trying to get the lighting so people can see the skulls on here. There we go. Those are skulls kind of stacked up on each other there.
Yeah.
Two prongs. Viper blade, or I like Viper blade. Ooh,
I could
or
I
double
could also
tongue.
see this sword having some poison on it.
Right?
Go along with that name.
Yeah. Kind of liking Viper blade.
I like it too.
Just
That's what
has a
we can
nice
call it.
impact. It's the Viper blade. Another show with a Viper blade. And I'm gonna go over to the dagger.
They're also doing the backhanded, the reverse grip, which I know
Right?
is not really a thing, but it looks super cool. And you know what? When it comes to D&D and weapon holding, sometimes that's all that matters.
Mm-hmm. The hell cool are you factor.
Mm-hmm. Like how much realism do you want and how much anime do you want? And then, find find the optimal place in the middle that makes
I
you happy.
mean, I have found more often than not there's always a cool epic move anime-esque description at some point or another in a D&D game.
Oh yeah. Anime for fights and
Mm.
then Bollywood for epic role-playing scenes. Like that has become two of my most favorite inspirations of like,
Fair.
okay, how do we make this over the top
Mm-hmm.
epic? All right, if it's a
Mm-hmm.
fight, then it's, you know, kamikamiha's all over the place and
Yeah.
fireballs and
Yeah.
everything exploding and the epicness. And then if it's a role-playing scene, as long as it's not a quiet one, as long as it's, like a bombastic tavern scene or something,
Mm-hmm.
Bollywood.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so I am starting to edge the front of this. I'm going to keep calling it the tabard, but edging it with the glorious gold
Okay?
so that it mimics what we have going on with Miria's art. So we can get this to show up better.
McTribble, Greater Sword of Tuning. Yeah, I'm gonna have to build this character now. Oh, I have to build this character. I have a potential game I might be joining, and so in a couple of weeks, days, months, whenever this game actually happens, if you see me showing up with a bard with a tuning fork as a weapon, you'll know why.
Now you know.
Um, and Looking Writer says Bollywood or West End musical. Yeah,
Mm.
absolutely. Just yesterday, I because of a conversation that I was having with Dylan, I looked up the actual play or the live play that DM Jazzy Hands, Eugenio Vargas, was doing of Alan Wake 2.
Uh-huh.
Because I knew he had played through the whole thing. And as much as I know that that is an awesome game, it's just not my jam.
Mm-hmm.
So uh, Dylan was specifically talking about the musical number, which I'll just leave it at that to try to avoid too many spoilers. Um, because I had mentioned something that happened in Baldur's Gate 3 that he was very close to, that I won't mention because of spoilers. So I had to, as we were talking about it, I'm like, Eugenio played through all of Alan Wake 2. And I bet you not only can I find that VOD, but if there's anyone I would like to see reacting to
Yeah.
Alan Wake the musical, it's professional theater actor Eugenio Vargas. So that
Mm-hmm.
was a joy. Eugenio did not disappoint.
Oh, I'm sure. So I'm basically going through and highlighting with gold the ridged areas
Okay.
just to play up sort of what goes on in Miria's artwork.
For a second, I thought that that was a skull on the tabard. But I think it's just a cool pattern. I don't think it's
It's
an
a cool
actual skull.
pattern, yeah. Yeah. Hi. What do you want, sir? What do you need? What do you want? Don't headbutt me.
Misa Sai says the name of the sword should be Perfect Pitch.
Perfect.
That or
Oh,
A440. One of the two. A440 is probably not as
well known. Yeah.
yeah, that might be too much inside baseball for most
Yeah.
people to get, but Perfect Pitch is kind of good. Oh Snap Dad says Zulfikar. That's I'm gonna spell this Zulfiqar as the sword, which I am guessing that probably isn't pronounced the way that my American English person wants to pronounce it. Zulfikar sword. There are several types. My find this random info brain got engaged. I mean, we appreciate it. I think
That's why we like the chat to do what they do.
yeah, and I know Lurking Rider had found something similar, but they were curved scimitar-like weapons. So
Yeah.
it sounds like that blade might have at least been the inspiration for whatever this fun fantasy blade
Right.
is.
Right. Okay, so you can see that's sort of the fun thing about gold is the camera's picking up where it's shiniest.
Yeah.
But you can see how this just sort of amps up the front tabard by doing that. And there's also a little bit that I'm going to play around with up here above the belt. Again, because Miria has all these really great gold accents on her look.
And this mini has a lot of places that we can make accents happen.
Mm-hmm.
Accents, not accidents.
No.
Let
Accents.
me just make sure that I am enunciating properly.
Oh, for heaven's sake. This is all about the angles and the places to get to today. So you can see I brought that black up and around the hips because there's like this belt that goes around the hips. It's not for the pouches or the dagger. So I got that done.
Yeah, and that right now.
Yeah. And then... what else am I going to do? I'm going to edge the top of the boots where the black meets the red.
Okay, top of the boots. Oh yeah, that's a nice ridge.
Yeah.
Excuse me, tail. You're just
Right?
gonna have to move for a second.
Yes, little girl. I hear you.
I know you hear me, Mother, but yet you still don't bring me
But yet you still
sustenance.
ignore me.
How dare?
Right? How the very dare you?
Oh,
Hmm?
Stout Crusher says, what I found is it's typically called a scissor-tipped blade. That,
Scissor tip blade. That makes sense.
yeah.
It does have a scissor-esque look to it. Okay, okay.
And once again, this is probably a kind of a mixture of all of the
Yeah.
weapons you all are finding, and then some artist just going, well,
Cool.
all of that is cool. Let's just make cool
Exactly.
weapons happen.
Alright, so we have the boots tipped. What else can we do with the boots? Where else can we add this gold? I'm tempted. The thing is, the skirt is so wispy.
Yeah.
It's not as formed as the skirt on Miria. Like, part of me is like, oh, maybe it'd be fun to edge the black skirt, but I'm worried with how things fold through here. It's going to get tricky to try and carry that line through.
Yeah.
So what I'm thinking is maybe the upper portion, because this upper skirt, it has a more definitive line. So I'm wondering if maybe running some gold through here.
Yeah.
I don't... Debating that.
It'd definitely be an easier place
That's what I'm
to
thinking.
do that.
Ah, the hell with it. Let's try it.
That's the spirit. What do we say? It's just a mini. You can always
Just
repaint
a
it.
mini. Exactly. Can always go back and fix if needed. So now I need
But
to...
I am going to take a second and stretch because
I'm going to take a drink of water, actually. I'm like feeling the back of my throat getting dry.
Everybody in chat, please take a moment, stand up, stretch, get yourself something to drink. Remember that it is Friday and you deserve to not be hunched over, getting all crunchy.
Hail hydrate. Yeah, that hit the spot.
Hydration. Okay. All right, skirt, let's do this.
You gonna skirt the issue?
You know, I just saw McTribble in chat. I'm being ignored and feline left out. So, I mean, the two of you can just pun all day if you would like to.
Yeah, right? Ding! Ooh. Nikki T just went out and got themselves some ice cream.
See, Mazel tov on that.
That sounds good.
It's not quite warm enough here for ice cream,
Yeah,
but
same.
it does sound good.
Like, quite frankly, my dessert tonight is probably going to be some rolled oatmeal and some butter and frozen blueberries type of thing.
Ooh.
Well, because it's cold and rainy and I want like that comforty, hearty, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, and brown sugar. I'm not a monster.
I don't know exactly what we're gonna do. We're probably keeping it pretty simple. I think Luke has chicken salad plans because tomorrow we are planning on going over to our friend's house to play Wormspan. And I know we usually end up picking up dinner along the way. Like,
nice.
Friends offer their house, and so we bring the sustenance and the gaming.
I mean, isn't that like sort of an unwritten rule? When the person hosts the game and you bring the snackies?
Oh, definitely. We also sometimes alternate depending on who's in the mood, or we order when we're there, you know, just kind of figure it out. But it does tend to, because of that, not necessarily be the healthiest of meals.
Yeah, I hear you on that one.
But that's okay.
Yeah. I have like a very thrilling evening planned. I'm gonna make myself some potato soup and then do the oatmeal dessert. Well, it's kind of like a blueberry buckle is really how it comes out when it's all said and done. So blueberry buckle dessert. And then I got to finish getting things set up for the charity stream I'm doing tomorrow. Because I got a few more images that I need to add to the list of things to showcase.
Nice.
Yeah. And then watch movies.
Yep.
Yeah.
Most of today
I'm
for me is a
liking
work
how
day.
this looks. This is working.
Yeah. The edging is definitely popping out, and I like it.
It's great on the upper portion of the skirt. I would not do this on the lower one at all. It's too whooshy. And yes, that's a technical term. It's whooshy.
I might have already done it on the lower part of the skirt.
Oh, you did? Oh, good for you then.
I went for it. I'm like, I'm just gonna edge the whole thing.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, I'm not going to say that it's perfect, but it is kind of fun.
Yeah. What else do I want to add gold to? Like, there's this fun stuff going on the back panel. Yeah, let's just do it. Oh, it's an upcoming charity stream, Lurking Rider. Every year, I think this is our fourth year. Yeah,
Nice.
I think this is our fourth year. Scott Porter and I, we do a charity stream on WizKids' YouTube channel to basically do a bunch of really cool sneak peek reveals for their Hero Clicks for Huntington's event that is happening at the beginning of May. So if you want to come in and say hi, it's going to be on WizKids' YouTube channel. It has to be WizKids Games on YouTube, I believe, because there's another WizKids YouTube, but it's not the WizKids, the toy company type of situation. So yeah, that's getting started at 6 p.m., 3 p.m., 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific tomorrow. We'll probably be chatting for about an hour. But yeah, and then, we'll take questions from chat and all that good stuff. I have it already scheduled up on their channel. So if you want to get your reminder set, just click remind me when you go to the live stream option. But yeah, it's something we do every year, and Scott Porter is an absolute pleasure to work with. And he has all these really cool and fun things he wants to reveal for the HeroClix community. So it should be fun. It should be a lot of fun. And we
And for a
might even
good
have a
cause.
couple. Yeah, it's for a fantastic cause. It's for the Huntington's Association. I'm trying to remember the exact name of the group. It's HDSA.org, I want to say. But yeah, so if you want to stop on by, say hello and hang out, maybe learn about a new game called HeroClix.
This brand newfangled thing that's been around for a little while.
A
Little
while.
while.
Yeah, a little while.
I do like that feature on YouTube in where you can, uh, if there is a stream on YouTube, it can send you the alert.
Yeah.
Because that's not necessarily something that's easy to do on Twitch.
I mean, it's what I always tried to schedule my I called them lunch break live streams on YouTube when I was not working a full-time job. I'd get those scheduled up on my YouTube channel ahead of time so people could like RSVP if they wanted. Get your
Yeah.
fluffiness down. Nope.
RSVP with their fluffiness.
And everyone just like jumped right up into things, and it's just like, sir, you are not helping. You feel like you are, but you're not helping. I like how artistic my hand has gotten today for blotting purposes. Okay, where did I leave off on this one?
Yeah, as nice as the gold accents are and how they shimmer in the light, it's also that, wait, did I miss a spot? No, it's just
Exactly.
not showing up in the light that well.
Exactly. It's not popping out like it normally does. Okay, so I'm definitely liking the progress on this.
Good.
Ooh, sweet. Sweet. I think I'm going to do some around the upper part of the braziers as well. Because why not?
That's right.
I mean, at this
Miria
point,
wouldn't
it's
skimp on the
yeah.
gold.
At this point, it's really wherever you want to add an edge detail of gold, go for it. I'm going to leave it at that for those painting along at home.
Well, the sun apparently decided to come out in Seattle again.
Here comes the sun. Doo-doo-doo-doo.
I feel like that's what I need to do in order to get sunlight is just start to stream and leave the
The window open?
leave
The curtain
enough of
open?
the shades open that the light starts to come on in, and then
Yeah.
and there you go. Where are you doing on the bracers?
I'm edging like on those couple of edge points that pop up.
Kind of on the bottoms of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pop up from under camera for a second. Yeah, just give it a little bit of pop at the top area. I also want to make sure we get to the spell effect, so I'm going to do the same thing on the other side really quick, and then can show you what we're doing with the spell.
Oh, I totally forgot to go get
Oh, you're
rubbing
green?
alcohol. Yeah, I may have to step away for
Oh,
10 seconds and go
gotcha,
grab that.
gotcha. Yeah, totally fair.
All right. In
Totally
fact,
fair.
I'm gonna go do that now because it sounds like
Go
that is about
do
to
it.
happen.
It
Chat, be
is.
nice. I'm gonna walk away for a second because
I
I
like how you just like did like the babysitter play nice.
play nice. I
No,
can see
no
what was
teasing each
going
other.
on. I'll be right back.
Got eyes in the back of my head. Don't you do it. All right, I'm almost there. I'm like falling down that rabbit hole of I want to keep doing all the edging things. But considering we have, yeah, it's time to switch over. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start working on the spell effect here. But as you can see, I've gotten some paint onto the spell effect, which we don't want to have there. So a very easy way to remove those paints off of your attempts to behave.
I appreciate the attempt.
I loved that. That was perfect. I'm going to take isopropyl rubbing alcohol. I tend to get the 91% because that strips the paint away very nicely. So just take a paintbrush and you'll dip it into the rubbing alcohol and you'll start pulling the paint off and away from the mini to remove these little bits and pieces of honestly white and black paint that got on this.
Yep.
And it helps have a paper towel, that's a word I'm trying to remember, next to you so you can blot your brush off as you remove the paint. And I have 2 bottles of rubbing alcohol in my house. One is for the paints and one is for the peoples.
I only have the one, and it's actually for the oboe.
For the oboe.
Yeah.
Funny.
Rubbing alcohol is one of the ways to clean parts of the oboe.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, I got a lot of paint on this spell effect.
I did.
Darn it.
I did too. It's not
Darn
just... I
it.
think it's because of where it falls. It was very easy to inadvertently catch
Yeah.
some things going on here. And if for some reason you get the rubbing alcohol where you don't want it to remove paint, you realize, oh shoot, it's sliding down the hand, just blow on the miniature and it'll evaporate the rubbing alcohol. So your paint should be okay. Just don't touch the paint because it'll be tacky and you might pull it away.
Mm-hmm. Lurkerberry says, also do your best to avoid getting the paint remover on your skin. As someone who has medical issues regarding their skin, this is an important lesson to learn. Yeah. And while this isn't true
It's
paint
not paint
remover, it's
remover.
definitely
Yeah.
it's definitely good to be cautious.
I mean, it's technically, yeah, it's skin safe. If you have a paper cut, you'll know it.
Oh, yeah.
But this isn't going to... There are paint removers that you can use that are extremely caustic on the skin, so you do need to be careful if you're using a true paint remover. I think the cats took your behave challenge to heart, Lauren. No, they are like, let us do everything to not behave. They're wrestling off camera right now.
I got excited that maybe they heard me and then they were behaving, but no, it is the opposite. I am sorry.
Oh, Nikki T, if you're talking about the oat recipe, it's because I brought up an oatmeal recipe for myself. And also, I have to have dairy-free. I can't have anything that is beef related, whether it be milk or the meat itself. So I may have said something about oat milk ice cream.
Mmm. The worst part about getting this off the spell effect is that the vast majority of the paint is the black or a version of black, so it's not even some of the easier stuff to remove.
Hey, Lady Luck.
Oh, hello. Well, we're getting there. Slowly yet surely. we're spending a little bit of time today removing paint.
Oh, look, it's actually transparent again. Ha ha!
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I've still got a ways to go to get that kind of transparency.
I'm still pulling away some residual because this definitely got nicked by the white and the black.
Mm-hmm.
The painting of things goes. We're wrapping up our Miria inspired miniature. All right, I think I have pulled about as much as I can. I'm happy with this results because that.
Oh yeah, that looks great.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna set this to the side and let that just dry a little bit because if you try and put any paint on it right now, no. So give it a minute. Give it a minute, literally, for it to evaporate. And I'm going to cap the rubbing alcohol because with wrestling cats to the side, I don't want to find out what's going to happen with that.
No.
Tempting of fate. All right. And I'll just pull my hair back in a ponytail because it keeps falling on my face. Do. And what we're going to do is we're going to tap into that really cool Ceram Coat Flash Metallic paint that we got for the flail snail. But now that I know Lauren and I both have this in our arsenal of paints, you can get used to seeing these a lot more often. If you don't have this paint, what you're going to want to do is take Bullywug Hide from the D&D Prismatic Paint line, and you're going to add in that metallic medium that comes, I want to say that's in the intermediate case. You're going to mix those two colors together, and that's going to sort of fill in a similar role as to this paint. It just won't have the fun color shifting factor that the flash metallic paints have in these. And we're going to go for green because if you can look very carefully on the screen, Miria has her soul cage, which is normally green, that is turned into a pendant on this skin. So this is going to nod to that green that is very often associated with our champion Miria. All right, so I'm going to get started with, because mine's looking ready for it, I'm going to just dry brush this very carefully onto the spell effect. We're not doing a full coat because I don't want to obliterate the transparency.
Yeah.
I need to shake this.
I'm pretty happy with 3 of the 4 tines. That 4th one, that's close to the face. I'm pulling it away in order to get at it, but it is definitely not. It's being more stubborn. I don't know why.
Oh, shoot. Well, that's frustrating.
Yeah. I mean, if this one ends up just not being as transparent just because it's got some more black on it,
Yeah.
I am not upset. Yeah, that's okay, not a huge
I'm gonna
deal.
Start pulling this across the spell effect in a dry brush fashion. And it starts to highlight that out so it gets a fun spell effect, and you slowly build up on it is what you want to do here.
All right. Let me let that sit and dry out, but I think I have reached the point of I am happy enough with where it is, and I could probably do more, but it would be a PETA. So, nah.
Yeah, that's fair. That's totally fair.
Cap this back up because that is not the smells that we want. Okay.
That is a potent fragrance.
Ah, I love these paints.
Me too. So the fun thing is this goes from like a really cool lime green to a gold, which plays very nicely with the gold edging that we just did. So there goes kind of gold, and then it'll go kind of a lime green. I'm trying to get the camera to play it off a little bit more. It's not quite picking it up, but in real life you get a gold and then it shifts. Right now it's looking to me without the camera going, it's a green.
Yeah, even
That
on
gives us our
the
spell.
shell, which was very large, it was
Yeah.
a little hard on camera to see
Mm-hmm.
the color shifting, but it's definitely there. And it
That's
just
fun.
looks fantastic
Yeah. It's a
for
really
these
cool
kind of
detail.
spell effects, especially.
So that gives us our spell effect look. And then I'm just going to take some bone white and dry brush the base to bring out some more of the texture on that base a little bit more. And if you wanted to, you could. I'm going to hold off on doing any type of washes, but let's talk about washes. It's not something where it's enough that we're going to jump back into this next week. In fact, we have a couple other cool minis we'll be working with next week. But what you could always do for washes, avoid the flesh with the black wash, but you could do a black wash on pretty much everything else, clothing wise, on this mini. You could do a black wash just to enhance the details even that much more and the base itself, and then go in with a watered down umber wash, and you could do the flesh that way. Or there are some washes out there that are actually like a flesh tone wash. You could use those too. It's sort of painter's choice, but I'm going to go in with this bone white because I know I'm going to do the base in a black wash. So this will play nicely and kind of highlight, and then it'll get a little bit muted down when it comes to adding in the black wash on the base. But there are these really subtle details on the base I want to make sure they pop out because they're not as deeply into the sculpt of the mini. So I'm being very light-handed. And by going in with a lighter color, it helps them pop out faster, and the wash will sort of blend it all together.
And remind me, what
So
color was that you were?
That was just straight up bone white.
Okay. I was listening to all of your instructions, but then I totally forgot what the last one was because I got the spell effect mostly done.
All right, so there we go. There's a good, all the lights playing nicely for me. So here is our Tiefling Monk mini, painted to be inspired as seen by our Tiefling Glitch Miria skin, which again, that's available in the in-game shop as a skin and feet pack. So you can get some cool goodies to gear up Miria. Which is always a great thing to be able to do because Miria rocks.
Yeah.
But yeah, so next steps off camera are going to be I'm going to go in with a black wash on the base, and then probably on the clothes themselves, and then and don't do the hair either with the black wash. It's going to make the hair too dark. Then do like an umber wash on the skin tone area and leave the hair and the spell effect alone. But that's all stuff I'll do in a little while once things have had a chance to dry. So next week,
especially
that join us. Yeah,
that spell effect. That's
we
definitely don't want. Yeah.
So next week, join us because we're going to be doing the animated breaths of acid and fire. Those miniatures, which are really very cool. But in the meantime, don't forget it is the weekend, which means we have the Archmage's Weekend newsletter that is going out soon. If it hasn't already, you should have gotten
It's got to be starting.
It's got to be. It's already started, but I'm just thinking, like, is it in everyone's mailbox yet? So
probably not.
You with this week, you'll get a free gold Archmage chest. And if you haven't signed up for the newsletter yet, log into the game. There's an option to sign up for the newsletter. Once a week, we will send you a cool weekend buff newsletter with a free chest. Every so often, once in a blue moon, we send you another newsletter with an important game update. But with those updates, we send you something free with it. So we promise we do not abuse the newsletter system in any way, shape, or form. And along with that, don't forget, we are currently in our green grass event. So you have the chance to go in and unlock our lovely wizard Gale from Baldur's Gate 3, right? And our adorable Won't You Be Her Friend Penelope from Heroes of the Plain. So those are your two main ones, and you can keep playing and get some additional options. But definitely check out the Green Grass event because there's some really fun things happening with that one too. And if you hadn't checked it out yet, there is a really cool Steam promo that is happening right now. So if you play Idle Champions on Steam and you haven't logged in yet, Mother is telling you right now, go log in and get your fantastic Absolute Adversaries Steam bundle because it's it's a really cool grouping. In fact, go over to High Rollers D&D on YouTube and check out episode 18. Watch the first 10 minutes, and the fantastic High Rollers crew will tell you exactly what is in this bundle with all the details and enthusiasm as much as possible. Plus, you'll get a really cool chest code to give you some chest for, or give you a chest for Gale and Penelope each. Just saying. Yeah. So that is definitely something to keep in mind on everyone's list of things to do today after the show is over. And we do have Formation Save happening?
Yes, Formation Save is after us, and the Elegant Spring Celebration should still be going on. So if you haven't logged in to get that chest, because at this point, if you do 4 of the 7, you'll be getting Astarion and all of the Astarion goodies. So there are multiple reasons to log on in. But yes, we do have... We've got a Formation Save up after us, and then it's the end of the day.
Okay, so I hope everyone has a fantastic weekend. Gabe, thank you so much for helping us out with questions, as always. Very much appreciate it. And Lauren and I will see you next Friday for our 102 episode.
102.
102.
Not Dalmatians, but we'll definitely have fun.
Oh, it was the 101 Dalmatian episode. That's fun. All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.